Okay, I'm back. Sorry. For part 2 of this video, because that video got cut off because of storage issues on my phone. So, we're back. Bailey Obear against Garrett Crochet. Yeah, I just think that Garrett Crochet is a better starting pitcher. Bailey Obear is in trouble. It's going to be pretty bad weather up there in Minnesota today, but the Red Sox offense has been really bad. I've been surprised to see how bad they've been. The bullpen for the Red Sox is better than the Twins bullpen. I don't feel comfortable laying the price with the Red Sox here. I just don't. I don't give them any offensive advantage at all. Their offense has been anemic. So let's see them prove it. Plus, the Twins have been playing good baseball, man. They're 2 games over 500. Twins are playing solid. So maybe they can go out there and get the win today. But, yeah, definitely not laying that juice with Garrett Crochet on the road. I actually like Crochet a lot, but the offense for the Red Sox has done nothing. So that's a pass for me. Moving on. Guardians and Cardinals. You got Gavin Williams for the Guardians. Matthew Liberatore for the St. Louis Cardinals. I like both starting pitchers here. I think that Gavin Williams is off to a great start, pitching very well. I think he goes on the road to St. Louis and is able to shut down this Cardinals offense. He was very good on the road last year. He's off to a great start. I mean, he shut down the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium earlier this year. So, we can start there. 7 innings, 2 hits allowed, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks in Dodger Stadium. He also shut down the Royals last time out and had a pretty good performance against the Mariners. So he's pitching great to start the year. I really like him in this spot. I think he can pitch well against the Cardinals offense, who is kind of struggling right now. And then on the other side, I think Matthew Liberatore, a left-handed pitcher, can do a good job today against a Guardians offense that really struggles hitting against lefties. Dating back to last year, Guardians offense has been bad against lefties. Liberatore last year was very solid at home, a 3.93 ERA, a 1.22 whip, and 14 starts at home. He was worse on the road, so we target him in his home ballpark here. He's going up against a pretty weak offense, so a good matchup for him. Cleveland Guardians offense with a 681 team OPS, and they've done most of their damage in Cleveland at their home ballpark. When they go on the road, they're batting a 630 team OPS. That's a big drop off, and they've struggled against lefties. 673 OPS this year. Dating back to last year, it's even worse. Last year against lefties, I believe, it was 647. So I think it's a good spot for both pitchers. And so I think you guys know where I'm going with this. We're going to isolate the first 5 innings, and we're going to take the under 4.5 runs at -115 in this game between the Cleveland Guardians and the St. Louis Cardinals. I like both starting pitchers. I don't like both offenses. So, yeah, give me a low-scoring game in the first 5 innings there for 1.1 units. One of my most confident plays of today. Next up on the board for us, we head to Sacramento, where the Athletics host the Texas Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi for the Rangers. And for the Athletics, Luis Severino. And this is another case of home and road splits. So let's bring up the numbers here, okay? We have isolated this Rangers offense against Luis Severino in this game. And the reason why, it's pretty simple, okay? We look at his splits from last year at home versus on the road. So far this year, by the way, it's bad, okay? Actually, he's only pitched in away games. He has not pitched at home yet this year. Yeah, he's only pitched in away games, and it hasn't even gone well on the road. At home last year, Luis Severino started 15 games. He had a 6.01 ERA with a 1.53 whip. On the road last year, Severino had a 3.02 ERA and a 1.07 whip. So he's a completely different person when he's at home. And it's not for the better. He's a lot worse. Which is interesting because across Major League Baseball, usually guys do better at home. In this specific situation, Severino has complained about the ballpark being a AAA ballpark, not being up to the standards of Major League level, saying they don't have air conditioning in the locker room. It's tough on pitchers when it's, super hot out there. They're trying to go somewhere to cool down in between innings. They can't. He's blamed a lot of things on the ballpark. I mean, he's pitching terrible there. So I expect that to continue here in the 2026 season. The Athletics have one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball. This year, they've actually not been bad, but they're terrible. It's a small sample size. They're really bad. The bullpen's horrible for the A's. And so we are going to isolate this Rangers offense. I like them. They scored 5 runs or more in 2 out of the 3 games in LA. I think they can easily do that here in this game against a really bad bullpen and a guy in Severino who struggles at home historically. So give me the team total for the Rangers over 4.5 at -115 for 1.1 units. Another one of my more confident plays today. Last game on the board that we haven't discussed for today is the New York Mets paying a visit to the LA Dodgers, the 2-time defending champion LA Dodgers, as Joe Davis would say it on the broadcast. So it's David Peterson for the Mets, Justin Robleski for the LA Dodgers. 2 pitchers I don't love, but I do have to give Robleski the edge just because he's been better. I'm sorry, Peterson has looked really bad, and we know about Peterson. Throughout his career, he has struggled on the road. And I'm going to pull up those numbers right now from 2025 for you. 2025, road starts, 4.24 ERA, 1.40 whip in 15 games started. Not great. Not great. Robleski isn't much better. Okay, I'm just going to be honest about that. In fact, I don't think he even is better, actually. Really not so sure that he's a better pitcher. But the Dodgers have a much better offense. They've got a much better bullpen. They're at home. And, Robleski has actually been pretty solid. I want to pull up his numbers here quickly. Robleski, so far this year, he pitched a pretty good game at Toronto. 5 innings, 1 run allowed, 2 hits. The walks were hurting him. And then he pitched pretty well against Cleveland. 4 innings. Unfortunately, he gave up the 3 runs in that game. But he's off to an okay start. Not doing terrible. 9 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed. So I would call the starting pitching matchup a wash at best for the Mets. But maybe even a slight edge to Robleski just because he's at home. Dodgers edge for their offense. Dodgers edge for their bullpen. Run it back. Dodgers -1.5 at +105 for 0.3 units. Dodgers money line -175 for 0.8 units. And that rounds out the card for today. So my full entire card is posted on Instagram at Cole Mirza. You can take a look at all the bets that I have placed for each and every day right there. Please give me a follow here on YouTube if you like the podcast and if you like the information. I'm going to recap the plays really quickly one last time. Seattle Mariners -1.5, +120 odds, 0.3 units. Seattle Mariners money line -169, 0.7 units. Philadelphia Phillies -1.5, +115, 0.3 units. Philadelphia Phillies money line -180, 0.7 units. New York Yankees -1.5, +100, 0.3 units. New York Yankees money line -185, 0.8 units. Atlanta Braves money line -140 for 1.1 units. Texas Rangers team total over 4.5 runs, -115, 1.1 units. Guardians Cardinals first 5 innings under 4.5 runs, -115, 1.1 units. Pittsburgh Pirates -1.5, +100, 0.3 units. Pittsburgh Pirates money line -215, 0.8 units. And then last but not least, the LA Dodgers, -1.5 plus 105 for 0.3 units. And then LA Dodgers money line, -175 for 0.8 units. Good luck today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll check back in with you tomorrow. Let's have some fun.